Hi, hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Skye, and if you are new here, here are a couple of random facts about me. One of my favourite hobbies ever is baking. I absolutely adore baking. I make one of the best apple crumbles ever made, if I do say so myself. I might do a baking video actually, baking that apple crumble, because that could be wholesome and sweet. And I'm also planning for autumnal spooky kind of content for all of October, so if you want to see more of that stuff, please do subscribe. I'd love to have you here. But today we're kicking off the October content with an autumn favourites video, a current favourites video. I thought I did one of these pretty recently, but turns out pretty recently was back in March. Okay, so let's get started. Shall we talk about eyeshadow products first, or leave those till later? Let's talk about the cheek products first. Let's talk about my favourite concealer at the moment. This is the Uoma Beauty Stay Woke concealer. I'm in the shade Fair Lady T1. This is a perfect match for me, and ironically I'm not wearing it on my face today because I'm trying to pan another concealer, but this one is so nice. This is kind of like a thicker consistency. As you can kind of tell on the wand, it's a bit moussier, which normally I don't like those. But this one is one of those concealers that sets itself. You don't really need to use powder with it, but obviously as an oily bitch myself, I always need powder. This doesn't look dry on my under eyes. It's a perfect match for me, and you can use this basically all over your face as a foundation, which as someone who doesn't wear foundation, is a really good perk. This lasts all day. It's such a good concealer, such a solid one, and I really do recommend it to everyone. If you have dry skin, then you might not enjoy it, but if you have oily skin, normal to oily, I think you'll really love this. Okay, I have 4 face products to show you guys. Let's start off with this. This is the Kaleidos Makeup Charisma Contour Palette in the shade Warm and Medium. I will be uploading my Kaleidos Fresh Fantasy review of everything in the collection, including all of the bronzer palettes. I do own all of them. This basically has a setting powder, a contour, and a bronzer. I'm mainly talking about the bronzer in this palette. I have literally never used the contour because I don't contour, but these two, oh, are they so good. These powders are so incredibly smooth and they are nicely pigmented. You can also build them up to make them even more intense, but I quite like that they have a decent amount of pigmentation because you can't really go overboard with them, but they're not too subtle to the point where you can't see them on your cheeks. The warm and medium fits perfect to my skin tone. However, I will say I don't think this is medium in the slightest. This is definitely like a light, but the formula of this is really fantastic. It's really smooth and easily blendable on the cheeks. It lasts all day on me. I like the pan sizes. I really recommend this. If you're looking for an indie alternative for a nice bronzer, I really recommend this. It's so good. 2 blushes that I've been loving recently. The first one is the Fenty Beauty Cream Blush in the shade Daiquiri Dip. I keep wanting to say daiquiri, but that's incorrect. Daiquiri. It just sounds wrong to me. I have 2 of these, but this one is my favourite currently. It's the bright red one, and I think this works really well both in summer and in autumn. I mean, obviously you don't have to match your makeup to the season, but I am wearing this blush in this picture right here, and you can apply this cream blush over a powdered face, and it doesn't disturb what's underneath, and it doesn't look that weird chunky type consistency that some cream blushes can do when you put it on top of a powdered base, but this works so nicely. It's not super emollient. It's got a nice amount of like creaminess to it. I don't know how to describe it. It's also fairly pigmented, but you can sheer it out really nicely, and this does last all day without fading or doing anything weird on my cheeks. I really recommend this blush formula. It's so fantastic. I'll actually show the other shade that I have. This is the shade Strawberry Drip. They look pretty similar, but Daiquiri Dip is a true red and Strawberry Drip is a strawberry color. I don't like how their names are so similar. Daiquiri Dip and Strawberry Drip. That's difficult for me to say for my small brain. And I really think if you find a color that would suit you, I think you'd really be a big fan. Another blush that I've been loving is from Odin's Eye, and this is their Flower Blush in Little Jasmine. It looks something like this. Odin's Eye does have 2 formulas of blushes. They have matte and shimmery. This is the shimmery version. These are so pigmented. I was not expecting the amount of pigment that I got when I applied these for the first time. This is very pigmented. You have to go in with a light hand, but that makes it even better because multiple people can use it. It's such a nice, like, kind of mauve, kind of peach, with a little bit of brown to it. This works both for warm and cool toned looks. I don't understand, it's the perfect tone. And it's in the shade Little Jasmine, which matches their cream lip stain, which I'll be talking about in a moment. So naturally I really love it. I love pairing this with the Little Jasmine cream lip stain for a full monochromatic look. It just is so perfect. These also last all day on me with no fading. The sheen in it is so nice and glowy and fresh. I definitely want to pick up more of these blushes, and actually I really do want to try the matte formula as well, but I really recommend these blushes from Odin's Eye. They are very underrated. A highlighter that I've been really loving is from Kaleidos as well. This is Mars Melter, and this is stunning. It looks just white in the pan, but this has the most beautiful red shift to it. You're not going to be able to see that. Let's see if I can swatch it and show. It's got like a gold with a bit of a red sheen. I've darkened everything so you can maybe see the sheen a bit better. It's got some gold and red. It's so unbelievably beautiful. Anytime I'm wearing red or pink, I want to wear this highlighter as well because it's so nice. It's a nice duochrome and it doesn't have much of a base color to it, so I think a lot of different people could use this. It's such a unique tone of highlighter. I haven't seen many brands come out with like a red shifting highlighter, and it's so awesome. I love this one. Now we're moving on to my favorite part, which is eyeshadow. I have 3 eyeshadow palettes to show you. The first one being the September Rose Brew palette. I have sung this palette's praises many a time before. I've already done a 3 looks 1 palette plus review video on this one, so I won't stay on this for too long. I adore the formula of this. I really love the mattes in this palette, and it's such a beautiful autumnal grungy warm palette. I love this shade right here called Pumpkin Spice. It's definitely my favorite shade in the palette. These metallic golds are something else. Like, let me just swatch Iced Tea. Like, I wish that there were more metallics in this palette, because I mean, look at that. Look at that. I have my eye on the Slush palette, but I'm trying to calm my spending, so we're not gonna buy her yet, but the Brew palette, heavily slept on palette. Like, people need to get on this. This next palette is from Kaleidos. This is the Futurism 7 Sashimi City. For some reason, sashimi is a really hard word for me to say. I don't know why, my accent just says no. And I think this is actually my favorite palette of the 2 new ones that they came out with, which is surprising because it's a neutral palette. When I first saw pictures of this, I was kind of like, okay, this is boring, I'm not gonna like it. But when they sent this over to me, I was just like, blown away. These 2 duochromes right here really make the palette something else. So let me just, I mean, look at the shine in them, especially this shade right here. I believe this shade is called Penthouse. Seriously, stunning. I mean, what is that? It's kind of like a pale gold with a blue and green shift in it. It is so stunning. And I'll swatch the other duochrome in here. I believe this one is called Pink Ginger. This is like a rosy pink with a gold sheen in it. Oh my gosh. I know that Divina has a single called Tucana, I believe it's called. I'm probably saying it wrong, but that is basically a dupe for this shade, so if you just wanted this type of shade, go for Divina. The mattes in here blend absolutely beautifully. I love this mustard so much, and this little salmon pink right here. I don't know what it is about this palette, but it's so inspiring and so just beautiful and delicious to me, and I've been having so much fun working with it. Again, I will do a review on the entire Fresh Fantasy collection for Kaleidos pretty soon. I'm still testing things out, but this is definitely a standout for me. I forgot to mention, all the Kaleidos stuff that I mentioned was sent to me in PR. Now, the last eyeshadow palette is the newest one to me, and I haven't fallen so hard for a palette in such a long time. This is the Shroud Arcana palette. This was kind of a spontaneous purchase to me. I placed an order on Shroud mainly for the creepy cute, but I thought I'll throw in the Arcana as well because I don't have anything in my collection that looks like this. And turns out I've used this way more than the creepy cute. I haven't even touched my creepy cute because I just want to use this constantly. It's actually the eyeshadow palette I'm wearing on my eyes today, and this is part of a 3 looks 1 palette plus review that's coming soon with this one. The thing I love most about this palette is that for every metallic in this palette there is a matte that complements it. For an example, these 2 blues, these 2 greens, taupes, oranges, red, and mustard. I love that about this palette. This is my first time trying Shroud's formula, and oh my freaking god, it is so worth the hype. The mattes blend so effortlessly and are so pigmented and just a dream to work with. The metallics in here, although they aren't the super glittery metallics, they still have such a punch to them and are so rich. If you love jewel tones and you love grungy colours, this is the palette for you. I'm absolutely obsessed with it. I have worn this palette about 5 times now and I can't put it down. Also, if you are curious, yes, I am picking up the beautyybyskye It's Frickin' Bats palette collab with Shroud because I love beautyybyskye, I love the colour story, I love Shroud's formula now, but that is definitely such a highlight to me. I love that Arcana palette so much. And this 3 Looks 1 Palette Plus review video is coming very soon. It should be up within the next week or so. Now let's talk about some lip products that I've been loving. First off is the lipstick I'm wearing currently, and it's the Melt Liquid Lipstick in the shade Chestnut. This is the perfect deep chocolate brown. It's so nice. This formula dries down completely matte, but it is still slightly tacky. It's not 100% transfer proof, but it's transfer proof enough and it's not drying on the lips at all. I love the colours that Melt has and I'm definitely looking into getting some more, maybe like a dark red from them because I know that they have that. I think it's called Death Cherry. This also smells like vanilla ice cream. Oh, exactly like vanilla ice cream. The formula is extremely liquidy, I must say, so it's a little bit hard to apply evenly, which with this kind of colour I kind of don't want a super liquidy formula, but you can make it work. And it doesn't make my lips look or feel dry in the slightest. I highly recommend this formula. It's very underrated. Another lip formula that I've been singing its praises ever since I tried them are the Oden's Eye Cream Lip Stains. Now, I love the matte lip stains as well, but these take the cake. The packaging is absolutely stunning, I have to say, and I have the shades Little Jasmine and Water Lily. Little Jasmine is my favorite nude lipstick ever. Please ignore my blush swatch right there, but this is a nude that I think a lot of different skin tones can rock. It is so nice, and also this smells like K candy. If you're not Balkan, K is basically Starburst, but better. I'm gonna give you a little swatch of Little Jasmine because this is so beautiful. It's got the perfect amount of rosiness and warmth to it with a little bit of brown. I can't really describe this colour. These are essentially pigmented lip glosses, but they feel more like a lipstick. They're basically just a liquefied lipstick that's super hydrating and they look really nice on the lips. I wear this one constantly. I absolutely love it so much. And I also have the shade Water Lily. I'm definitely going to be picking up more shades in this formula because I love it that much. Water Lily is more of a like reddish neutral. But there's Water Lily right there. They do swatch pretty similarly, but they are extremely different. This is like a brick red neutral colour, and I really like it. I actually could have worn this colour today. I'm gonna put on Water Lily because I feel like it. That is an extremely messy application of Water Lily, but this is Water Lily. It kind of does go with the eyes. A little bit. Not really. Like I've mentioned in my Oden's Eye 3 Looks 1 Palette Plus review, they have really become one of my favourite brands of all time, and these are probably the best product they have. I do love their eyeshadows though, but I think this is the best product that they actually have in their collection. I think everyone can get down with these colours and this formula. It's so hydrating and nice, and it does last a decent amount of time even with talking and eating. But obviously since it is kind of like a gloss, it will wear off. But it does. It feels slightly thinner than the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bombs. The final product that I'm going to be mentioning is actually a nail polish. Every single time I wear this nail polish, I get so many messages and questions being like, what is that on your nails? I need to know right now, right now. And this is Barry M's Butterscotch. It is the best mustard colour ever. I'm wearing it on my nails today. Ignore the fact that this hand is shorter than this one, please. We had a tragic nail break. It is such a beautiful mustard with the right amount of yellow to it. It's got a bit of brown, but just enough to... I don't know, it's such a nice colour and it does match my jumper really nicely. All of my nail polishes that I own are Barry M because they're vegan, cruelty-free, and super inexpensive. Like they're literally, this is $2.99. $2.99. And this nail polish doesn't have any problems chipping on me or anything like that. It's just such a solid colour and I love I love it. But yeah, if you ever see me wearing a mustard, it is Barry M Butterscotch, and I will not stop wearing this throughout the entirety of autumn. And yeah, with that being said, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what are some of your current favourites, and also any video ideas that you'd like to see for October, because I do want to do some kind of like autumnal spooky type themed videos. I was thinking of doing a ghost stories get ready with me, because I've had many a paranormal experiences in my life. If you're interested in that sort of thing, please do let me know. And also, full details of this makeup look are already on Instagram, which is beautyybyskye right here. Do follow me on there if you want to see more makeup content from me. This is also part of a 3 Looks 1 Palette Plus review on the Shroud Arcana, so do keep an eye out for that. You can also follow me on my other social media. I have a personal Instagram, I live stream on Twitch sometimes, and my Twitter are all linked down below. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I'd love to have you here. And as always, stay safe, wash your hands, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye!